What should a founder do on LinkedIn for hacking his own growth on LinkedIn?
The old branding tactic is dead. Do you remember which content did you consume yesterday? None of the framework. There are multiple frameworks on copywriting that you can use. Guidelines. I was speaking to one of the very popular automobile brand in Pune, Porsche.
LinkedIn algorithm is pushing more videos. What is the difference between a normal profile and a creator profile? There's a world of difference between, let's say, 2021 and 2024, 2025. In the way we are using generative AI. So how is Kormangla? We were just talking about it. What is the future of agencies in the world of AI?
Good question.
Not even 5 years back, 20, 30 years.
Yeah. I just wanted to be a bit. I didn't want it to be hard on the education system. Imagine Satya Nadella leading a company in India. Imagine Sundar Pichai being in India. What kind of development and growth he could have got for this country.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Midas Venture Prep Podcast. Today we have with us Harshit Gupta. Harshit is an expert in personal branding, LinkedIn marketing, and growth marketing. He started his entrepreneurial journey in 2014 with the launch of Hash and Karma and scaled it to 40 clients in just 2 years. He also started NSDM India and trained over 5,000 students. He started Growth Acad in Pune, which is first cohort-based digital marketing education company in India. He has coached over 10,000 students in India, the UK, the USA, Canada, Singapore, and Middle East. Midas School of Entrepreneurship is a state-of-the-art B school situated in Bangalore that specializes in experiential learning for aspiring entrepreneurs. Here, there are no textbooks, no exams, but just hands-on learning. Here, you learn business by doing business. To know more about Midas, please visit our website or leave a comment below. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel because we'll be hosting many more business owners, founders, and coaches on the same platform.
Hi Harshit, how are you doing? How is Bangalore treating you?
Very good, Sanket. I've been really liking Bangalore. I underestimated the Bangalore climate. I thought Pune is really, really good, really pleasant, but I love that here in Bangalore. I've been exploring it since a couple of days and I'm loving it. Absolutely.
Yeah, Bangalore is known for climate. Recently, I saw Zomato coming up with climate ads for Bangalore. Yeah. So generally, of course, I have given a brief introduction to viewers about what you do, but we would like to hear from you what you do. And we know you're a business owner, and everybody that comes to Midas as a coach are business owners. So we would like to know in depth, what you do, and
Sure.
yeah.
So I run two businesses. One is Growth Tab, which is a education company, right? So we train mainly management students or anybody who wants to upskill in digital marketing and now AI, because that's where the next workforce needs to be trained on. I started Growth Acad in 2021. It's been few years now, and we have trained more than I think 10,000 plus students in this particular domain. We are partner with some of the popular names in Pune and across India. So we run digital marketing programs at DY Patil B School, Indira School of Business Studies, RIM, MIT ADT University, MIT WPU University, to name a few. So that's my course, one of the part. And the idea behind Growth Acad is to bridge the gap between formal education and the way, how AI and digital is transforming. It's so fast, right?
Yeah.
It's almost impossible for a formal education or a college to fill this gap. So this is the gap that we kind of address. We train our students with cutting edge skill sets, with all the new tools, tactics, case studies, all of the resources that internships, right? And we make them market ready and launch their career in digital marketer, mainly in three roles: performance marketing, SEO, and social media.
Right.
So that's about Growth Acad. But I was always, I don't know, I'm a passionate teacher. I love training. My love for trainings. Actually, that is the reason I founded Growth Acad. But I always wanted to work with founders. I love solving problems for founders, right? I had an agency previously in 2014, but then it was a very plain digital marketing agency, like a every
Yeah.
like a every first time entrepreneur just passed out, and I had an experience of couple of years, so I started a plain digital marketing agency. So I did run that, but I couldn't. I couldn't scale it the way I wanted, and the reason was the workforce. Talent acquisition was a very big issue that time. So I pivoted completely into education. I scaled it, but then I really wanted to do something for founders, because I know when I meet them, they're struggling with customer acquisition, they're struggling with marketing stuff. So I wanted to build something specific. So 6 months back, I started Top Exo Media, which is a personal branding agency.
I see.
So we help founders, and we've kept it very stealth. We've not in a stealth mode. We've not very disclosed it right now, because I wanted to test it, that whatever we are building and whatever the solution that we are providing, is it actually adding value, right? And will it be basically scalable?
Yes.
So it has been really well. I mean, it's just through word of mouth. We've got 8 clients now within
Oh,
6 months.
wonderful.
Yeah, so we are kindly catering. We are currently catering 8 clients right now, helping them build their brand and generate leads on LinkedIn. So yeah, that's about my two businesses.
That's great.
That
That's
are-
wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you.
So for our viewers now, we know you run a personal branding agency on LinkedIn, especially. So what should a founder do? The basic frame structure. What should a founder do on LinkedIn for hacking his own growth on LinkedIn?
So first I would say that why you should be on LinkedIn, right? Now, personal branding is, of course, a very broad,
Yes.
area. In personal branding, there are a lot of, you basically build assets for your personal brand, right?
Yes.
Like a founder. Now, why do you build that? Is basically it builds better connectivity.
Right.
If you compare scaling and building a community, ultimately everybody wants to build a community online, right? Everybody wants a loyal, engaging community.
Yes.
So building a community through a personal brand is easy and fast and cost effective comparatively to a corporate brand, right? That was the idea. Now, why LinkedIn? Because if you're a B2B founder, specifically if you're a B2B founder, in general, when people talk about marketing and branding, they specifically talk about, hey, a D2C founder, or a founder who wants to create videos on Instagram, right?
Yes.
So I think LinkedIn is very under leveraged,
Yeah.
and the quality of the audience on LinkedIn, it's unmatched compared to Instagram. I would say, uh, if you're let's say one of my client has a high ticket product. He uh, his product ticket size is about 1 crore, right? So promoting that, yes, Instagram can provide one of the touch point, right? But LinkedIn, if you generate only 5 conversions a year, you're done.
Is it a B2B or
It's a
is
B2B. It's a
okay.
B2B. So that's why specifically for B2B, it makes a lot of sense. For B2C founders also, if they want to achieve other accomplishments, right? If they want to hire a team, if they want to build an authority, because ultimately, if you see, the majority of the attention is on LinkedIn and Instagram,
Right.
two major primary platforms,
Yes.
right? So, but for a B2B founder, primary channel becomes LinkedIn. For a B2C founder or a brand, if you're a brand, I would suggest, of course, you go for Instagram and little YouTube Shorts as well. Now, how can a founder, coming to your question, how can a founder leverage? So there is a step, right? First, you identify your objective. Be clear about what do you want to accomplish out of your LinkedIn profile, right? Do you want to generate leads, right? Because what happens is followers are important, but it's a vanity metrics. And anything that is not converting into business, actual business, is a vanity metric, according to me, right?
Yes.
If your followers are not actually driving dollars to your business, it makes no sense, right? You're wasting time. Do you want to generate leads, or you just want presence? You want your audience to be aware about your product or your brand, right? So we are doing mix of this stuff. There are some founders who say that, hey, I have a business. My sales team is taking care of the lead generation and all of that, and we are doing performance marketing and other channels. I don't want to miss out LinkedIn. I want presence, right? So that could be an objective. Personal branding, building an authority could be an objective. Lead generation could be an objective. So first, you define the objective very, very clearly. The second that founders generally miss out is your topics. You need to build authority in your topic.
Thought
Right.
leadership.
Correct.
Yes.
So let's say you're taking care of this organization called Midas. Now, Midas is into entrepreneurship.
Right.
Right? Entrepreneurship is the main topic that you want to become an authority, so that people perceive you as a authority in entrepreneurship as a niche, and then you can promote your product that, hey, we have a program which is about time ownership, you might want to join.
Yes.
Which is an outcome based, right? If you don't basically select a topic, and vaguely if you try to create content, you might get views and all of that, because like on Instagram, people create random content. Some people create random content. Whatever is trending, they are talking about it. That should be there 20%. But I think 50-60% you should stick to your main topic that you want to build authority. I want to build authority around personal branding for founders. I want to build authority around AI and marketing, that's my main business, right? And 20-30% I can talk about skill development or my personal and professional thing, or whatever is trending according in the industry. The second is, of course, your topics, right? Then third, as a founder, you should have a very solid, optimized LinkedIn profile, which should also have a funnel. There's something called LinkedIn funnel. Every social media platform, if you think you can build a funnel for your business, right?
Yes.
For LinkedIn, you can build a funnel based on your objective, right? For example, for one of our client, major goal is demos, right? So a funnel could be a very simple thing that, hey, I want to book an appointment, right? It could start from there,
Yes.
ideally. I mean, even on Instagram, you can build a funnel. Even on YouTube, you can build a funnel. So you optimize your LinkedIn profile like in high authority, like a landing page. It's like your website landing page. And you create a high converting funnel. You have to test it out. Of course, some people offer newsletter initially to capture leads. Some people offer different lead magnets if your objective is lead generation. So build a funnel which is converting and which is giving you outcome every month for your business, right? And the next part is, then you get your content game strong, right? You have to show up. According to me, the old branding tactic is dead. That you do some branding activity in 6 months, months in 6 months, months in 3 months. Do you remember which content did you consume yesterday?
No.
Right? Or last week, any campaign that you remember? No. So the problem is there's an evolution that has happened. Our attention span has shrunk. It's less than a goldfish, right?
Do you call it an evolution or a reverse evolution?
I mean, there are advantages to certain technology and there are disadvantages. We have an advantage of using mobile phones.
Yeah.
But we also have a disadvantage that we have very, very weak attention span, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people are suffering from ADHD. So you need to address that, right? You need to address the content consumption pattern. You need to understand the attention patterns with your audience, right? Ultimately, every brand is actually striving hard to gain attention from their audience. So because the attention span is so slow, you need to show up every day, right? You need to show up every day. That's what brand building is now, right? People should be connected to you and you have to show up every day. Maybe, and I would say, I'll use a quote in Hindi because I come from a Baniya family and
Definitely.
where Randa is our this is our blood.
Yeah.
So जो दिखता है वो दिखता है. That is a very popular quote. But जो ज़्यादा दिखता है वो बिकता है. It's now evolved. अब जो ज़्यादा दिखेगा वो ज़्यादा बिके. You know.
It's retargeting that Meta uses.
Yeah, so that's one part. Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So that's one part of
Yeah.
achieving visibility.
Yeah.
But if you see any content creator, top content creator, there's a page on Instagram. If you check out, there's a page called instantbollywood.com.
Okay.
Right? Instant Bollywood. It's an Instagram page, and they were interacting with Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Right.
So-
Mr. Beast was here a few months back. So they said that they post 100 reels a day.
Really?
100 reels a day
On Instagram?
on Instagram.
Mr. Beast.
No.
Right.
Instant Bollywood. And they have 30 million plus followers. Right? Now that's a people who are into entertainment. Right? They are an entertainment tool. But if you're a founder, I think you should show up at least one family. Right? And of course, there were a lot of mix of content that you need to build. You need to invest in content inventory. Right? And the last part that I talk about is you need to build. You need to build, and you need to have a very solid system for outreach.
Right.
Outreaching your audience, connecting with your audience, right? In the right way. You define your target audience, and then you build outreach around it. So I think that's a very clear and simple period. The problem with founders is they are not consistent with this because, of course, I understand founders are mainly busy with operations and other stuff, right? The challenge is being consistent. You might it's a very simple process. Trust me, we don't do anything very crazy, some crazy innovation that we've done. It's just we help them stay consistent.
Yes.
Yes, we refine content and we optimize for engagement and other metrics. But it's a very simple process that we do day in, day out.
Yeah. The popular quote in social media is, content is the king and consistency is the queen.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. So I also wanted to ask you, see, everybody wants to make viral posts.
Okay.
So is there a formula for a viral post? In the sense, I'm not asking in terms of topics. Yes, topic is there. In the structure of the post, what you should write in the beginning. If let's take an example of a topic, let's say digital marketing or any topic for entrepreneurship, any topic for that matter. Is there a structure to make a viral post?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have structure, call, hook, story, proof, call to action. That's a none of the framework. There are multiple frameworks for copywriting that you can use.
Right.
There's BAB, before after bridge, right? There's PAS,
Yeah. Pass.
RIDA, right? It depends what is working for you. To be honest, I wouldn't say that there's a fixed formula for virality. But consistency is one of that, right? You can't just create a viral content and they are felt. You have to be consistent. But yes, 90% of the, I think, credit and 90% of the effort that you should put on creating a post should be on the headline.
Okay.
Headline is 90%. People don't actually consume your entire content. They actually, a scroll stopper thing is your
Headline.
Headline is very, very important. Otherwise, in general, there's no, I cannot say there's a fixed formula of virality. What I've seen that is you create content, you're there, you're building an audience, and suddenly you create a valuable content. In your research and in your inventory, there's a valuable content that you give away to your audience and it goes viral.
So how to make a valuable content presentable? Because many people present researchers valuable content, but they don't know how to present it. So what is the best way?
So as I said, that first is you need to have a very strong storytelling framework, and again you test it. You test multiple storytelling frameworks. What is working for you? What is not? Right. Along with the text for the LinkedIn post, experiment with high quality images. Right. You need to experiment with high quality images with, again, powerful statement on the images. That's what we do. We edit those images. Sometimes even organic, authentic, plain images also get a lot of engagement compared to a edited ones, like a template one. So I would say you have to use high quality images. And the other aspect is, to be very honest, the most powerful form of storytelling right now is short form videos. Right. Even if you see LinkedIn algorithm, it is pushing short form videos much more compared to plain text,
Yes.
content. So I think you should really fill that. Other than that, whatever your format is, stick to consistent brand guidelines. Stick to a consistent tone of voice. Right. I would suggest you should be so consistent with your tone of voice, to tone of the content and voice of the content. And imagine, I'm writing a content. Let's say 6 months down the line, I'm writing a content, and you and I remove your name, and people should recognize the closest of this particular guy. You know, so I think branding is built on consistency. Right. There's nothing. I'm not a guy who's very particular about uh, micro things in design, or all of these branding part that generally people speak, because I'm a growth marketer, right? And as a growth marketer, when I think, majorly what it matters is uh, volumes, right? How much content can you produce? How frequently can you produce? And actually distribute that content to a as a, at a greater level, right? You give me so you give me like 10 posts a day, and give me, let's say, if I have a combination of, if I have a distribution system which can distribute this content to 100K audience, that's much better than creating a very very perfect content and creating just one piece of content in 2 days or 3 days, waiting for that perfection.
Yeah.
Because perfection doesn't matter now in general, especially for personal branding. Right? You can be raw, authentic. You can make, see what is authenticity. You can make mistakes. You can be vulnerable.
It's
Right? You don't need to be perfect. And I face this challenge to convince the a lot of companies, because they keep an eye on every
yeah.
content, that this is how it has to be. This is how the color should be. This is how the logo should be. This is how you should change this. Now, what happens is, with perfection, your content creation and content distribution journey and the system, it slows down.
It hampers. Yeah.
So is there will be as an impact of growth.
Yeah.
Ultimately, we are looking for quick growth,
Yeah.
right?
So yeah, and at the end of the day, in the beginning of the company, only 10-20 people are seeing your post.
True.
Spend that time in creating more content. Then
What are you gonna do? Even if you create the most beautiful design, let's say I would say that, hey, somebody has created amazing design,
yeah,
but you have less views,
yeah,
and you're not showing up every day, right?
yeah.
I would say somebody posting thrice a day, twice a day, with average level of content every single day will beat a brand or a professional man who is creating, let's say, a content once a month, twice a month.
Perfect content.
Very perfect, yeah. Very low frequency.
Yeah, yeah. So instead, spend the time in creating content and make 20K followers, and then
Build a community first.
build a community.
Keep adding value.
Yeah.
Keep adding consistent value. Right. That is more important.
That's more important.
And once you have a certain level of loyal audience, they are pretty comfortable with your voice, your design sense, everything.
Right.
This is perfect. Of course, the same logic doesn't work with proper brand.
Okay.
However, I have been in the filter. I believe in love people dynamic also. I believe in speed. You need to produce content at rapid rate. You need to distribute content at large scale. That's the ideology I follow for both the brands. But sometimes I know people their brand guidelines. I was speaking to one of the very popular, brand, automobile brand, in Pune, Porsche.
Okay.
Right? And the marketing head told me that for social media management, we have a policy that any content that we are creating right now, even if I shoot a video, it takes at least 15 days for the approval. It goes to the central team, it comes back.
Like a government.
Right. So it takes so much of time.
Yeah.
And I was like, so, and she was saying that a lot of time, there was 26 January, and the content for the Republic Day went, I think, 15 days or 20 days post that event,
Aesthetic, yeah.
right? So I mean, yeah, Porsche doesn't need to do that. They don't know. I think
Yeah.
they can do whatever they want to.
Yes.
They can post once in a month, twice a month. That's okay. But in general, if you're because I work with growing followers, who want to scale from zero to that.
Yeah.
That's the where you can't afford to do all of these slow stuff.
I think that is also a place where these startups and the new founders and the new companies are beating even the bigger establishments. They're fast.
Absolutely.
They're very creative, innovative, and fast. So
Speed beat perfect.
yeah,
I firmly believe in this.
at least initially.
Initially,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes, yes. Great.
But eventually, also, I would say, even if you become a larger size organization, you need to build a culture like startup, especially in marketing. In marketing, do not be slow.
Yeah. I think I remember Steve Jobs speaking about it in Apple. He says even though Apple is a big corporation,
It's the biggest. It's the biggest startup in the world.
yeah,
That was crazy.
yeah, everything moves very fast.
Very fast, and they have very less people. Very less bureaucracy.
So, yeah, as you just mentioned, I'm also observing that LinkedIn algorithm is pushing more videos, which didn't used to be generally. So it is promoting more video content and more short video content.
Cool.
So where do you see this trend going in next 1 year or next 2 years?
So I think between LinkedIn, see, ultimately engagement comes from a platform being a fun place.
Right.
Ultimately, every algorithm wants to promote for one metric, that is average time spent on that particular platform, right? And video increases the average watch time,
Yeah.
right?
course.
It's not the text, it's not the images. Yes, I think the quality of the audience on LinkedIn is much better comparatively. Even if you go for lead generations, because we do that, it's much better on quality compared to Instagram and other platform. And I think the exit question. You know, so ultimately, I think it's going to be more of videos because it has just started, and it's going to be more towards visual content, a lot of visual content. So if you see your feed now, you will see a lot of visual content compared to plain text content.
Right. So actually, I see a lot of founders, HR, CXOs, and everybody messaging the people on DM. They have a LinkedIn Premium. They message
Right.
people. These are basically cold calls
Correct.
or cold emails or cold messages.
Right.
So, do you think that's a good way to do it?
No,
What is the right?
I would say a lot of people.
Yeah.
I've also observed that, and a lot of people do it in a way. It's a spam. You need to understand there's a difference between marketing and spam. I can't just say buy a database of, let's say, WhatsApp numbers, and I can just keep bombarding. Hi, I'm so and so founder of Capex Media. Do you want?
Nobody cares.
Nice, right?
Yeah.
It's a spam. Why it is a spam? Why do I call it spam? Because you don't know me.
Yes.
You don't know me, and how do you expect me to read your pitch?
Yeah. They say, "Hey Sanket, how are you doing?" I ask, "Who are you?" So yeah,
Yeah.
that happens. Yeah.
So I suggest that you need to start with an icebreaker. So I generally try to relate it with the offline conversation. Let's say you're in an event, or let's say you're meeting a founder, right? How will you greet or meet the founder for the first time? You're not going to say that, hi, Sanket, nice to meet you. I'm the founder of Topics Media. We have a package. Would you like to join a demo?
Yeah.
I'll not do that.
Yeah.
Right? I'll say, hi, Sanket. There is something common I'd like to find. What is an icebreaker?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi, Sanket. I think you're into entrepreneurship. Oh, that's great.
Or I heard something about you somewhere. I
100%.
used your product.
Yeah,
something of that.
Better place if you can find a reference. Then I see you're connected with Pooja. You're connected with Parag sir, right?
Yeah.
It's great to connect, right?
Yeah.
And then probably you take your conversation very subtle way
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
and then you might in the second or third conversation you say that, you know what, we are building something like this. Would you be interested in checking this out?
Yes.
So we have a 5 step follow up for this. We build it, and it's very easy to build. You just have to experiment a bit. So it's a 5-step thing that we've built, and after a certain time, we don't.
Would you like to elaborate on the 5 steps?
So the first is of course the icebreaker, right?
Mm-hmm.
First is the connection request, right?
Right.
You personalize your note while sending a connection request, and of course this connection request is also not random.
Right.
It's a very well researched target audience. Most of the time, because we work with founders, they are there in the market. Ideally, we first prefer that uh, the founder that we are trying to, or the connection request that we are trying to send to the target audience, they should be at aware. Certain level of awareness is there already, right? So one is that connection request. Post connection request as a icebreaker,
Right.
right? You say a basic introduction and say hi and try to build a conversation around that, right? Then in the second follow up, we try to probe. We need to probe, right? Because your product or service is a solution that you're offered. It's not an impulse buying product that do you want t-shirt, do you want t-shirt? It's only for 500 rupees. It's not a B2C product, right? It's a solution. B2B is a solution. It's a solution driven approach. So you probe. You need to probe with the right questions.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So I might add that after icebreaker that it's glad to be connected. I know that you're into entrepreneurship. I've been associated with Madras in Pune as well. It's been so and so years. Looking forward, and then let's say you revert that. How thanks. It's a great pleasure to connect with you as well. And then I start proving that that. So what are you working on currently?
Yeah.
Are you building in some? So for my case, it's B2B. So I see that you're building something cool around this particular stuff. Let's say you're building a software around AI software for, let's say, real estate companies, right? And then I probe about that. So then you keep talking about it. "Oh, that's a great product. I'd like to explore that product first." And then I try multiple things, right? I probably introduce my service, or I talk about, this is what we do generally. And we've also worked with a lot of people similar to you, or we've heard them, and we've grown, and there's a proof of work, right? That is very, very important. I think that has worked for us very, very well. That's why the referral, without any push marketing, we've got 8 clients. Other than that, so then you move forward from there to fixing an appointment, and then close it from there, rather than in the first. So what they hire an intern, I've generally seen these startups, they hire an intern and they say that this is a database and start bombarding them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? That's not marketing. I also told my client, this is not my job. Sales is different from marketing, right? My major job is, and leads are a byproduct of what we do. It's not that we're going to spam or assure you that, hey, organically we're going to get you. At least right now we are working in that model.
Right.
That first you get a 10K audience, build a nice audience. Then we can start converting after a certain connections that you've built.
10K followers for the founder. Yes.
Yeah. You need to have at least 1,000 to 2,000, 1,000 to 1,500 people in your network before you start pitching directly, randomly.
Yeah.
Right? Build some level of authority in the platform, right? That your audience is aware about you, and that is through content.
So what is this creator mode on LinkedIn, and what is the difference between a normal profile and a creator profile? Do you recommend founders to switch on creator?
100%.
What is the difference?
Creator, one is of course a reach. The creator profile has better reach, and it has some better features. We can add a website. That's what it's mainly for business, right?
Okay.
We can add you have a feature called the website link into that, right? Mainly.
And the follow button will be the primary.
One of the CTA, call to action button is there.
Yeah.
And now you can also, in the creator mode, you can also have 5 banners. That's a good real estate that you got. And there are many other features. Versus a professional is a connection request one. So to increase the reach and to pump your to build a better audience, and specifically if you're for business and personal branding, it has limited features. That's the challenge.
So when you say the founders should have an optimized LinkedIn profile, what do you mean by optimized? What are the basic things
So
you should?
it should be optimized based on two things: your objective.
Mhm.
If your objective is lead generation, if your objective is to build an audience on maybe or to build a email database, or to increase traffic on your website, it could be based on your objective one. Second, on your target audience.
Mhm.
Who is your target audience that you're trying to address?
Mhm.
When you combine both of this, let's say I want to generate leads. In my case, um, generate leads from founder. Uh, Now you need to address that particular target audience. You cannot be very generic. It's like building a single page website, right? Then you need to design. You need to have a nice PayPal page, be very professional, positive,
Mhm.
right? Can be done very easily. You have your AI tools now, even ChatGPT. If you see, you can upload, because the new image model is there. You can upload a few pictures and ask ChatGPT to create a professional photo for you. It does the job.
You can create banners on Canva or
Yeah. Canva, but we have our design team, so
yeah.
I would prefer that.
Mhm.
Canva, it works if you're really good at it. Then okay. Otherwise, I prefer.
Well, that's the at least that's the basic they should.
That's
do.
the basic, right?
Yeah.
You can use Canva, of course,
Yeah.
for basic to start with.
Yes.
And that's the thing. You need to start.
Yeah.
Optimization can be done later on.
Yeah.
Just start.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody has got anything. Even a YouTuber, when they started, they did not started with a very optimized YouTube channel with 10K or 100K subscribers. They started with very basic stuff,
Yeah.
right? And then you optimize on the day.
Yes.
Uh,
You build on the go. Yes.
you build on the go. That's the only way. Progress is important than perfection, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then you have your profile picture, then you have your LinkedIn banner. You can promote your product on the LinkedIn banner. You can promote your uh, probably your company culture. You can promote your brand. You can promote a lot of things. They talk about a lot of,
And it can keep changing.
and there's five banners. So based on that, you can build a
Yeah.
like a website banner,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then you have a headline. Headline is very important, right?
Mhm.
These three elements: your profile picture, your banner, and your headline.
What should be the length of the headline? Very crisp or
So as long as it solves the purpose, it doesn't need to be. There's no criteria first. There's a limit, of course, but it needs to be. It needs to have a very solid authority statement,
okay.
right? And it should address your um, target audience directly, right? It should be your headline should speak about um, directly addressing your audience. So, for example, I would say helping founders building powerful personal brand on LinkedIn, and back it up with proof. Add proof of work. Add whatever accomplishments that you've got, because you want to highlight in the headline. You want to address the problem statement that you're solving. Second, you want to highlight all the proof of work and accomplishments that you have. So my headline is AI powered digital marketing trainer and consultant. Train 20,000 plus learners. I have a portfolio of 20,000 plus.
That builds credibility.
Right. So it becomes the only objective of this. Understand the objective of this top of the panel. Sorry, privacy website, which is known as above the fold content, which includes profile picture,
Banner.
cover, banner, and the headline.
Yes.
Is so that it generates attention, interest, and the viewer scrolled it down.
Yes.
Right? It needs to scroll it down.
Yeah.
The viewer needs to scroll it down,
Yeah.
right? To read more about it. Then comes to your featured section. Add top of the work in your featured section, or along with a CTA, call to action. Again, a funnel,
Right. Right.
right? You start your funnel with maybe subscribe to my newsletter, or book an appointment with your Calendly.com using any appointment generation platform,
Right.
or whatever of your based, right? Then you have your about us. right? Build a strong story because people are interested. People are interested in reading because understand one key differentiator in B2B is it's based on relation. B2B is done on relationship, right? It's a relation based marketing. It's a relation based business. The more I know about you, the more I trust, and I'm more likely to talk to you, and more likely I'm able to do business with you.
Yeah.
So then you write about
How to write the about us, because a lot of people write it in third person address, he or she.
no, you should write in a way you're talking to an audience.
Yeah, and a lot of people write a lot of theory in paragraph. Should it be bullet points? How should it?
You should always optimize whatever you're writing, whether a post, whether a writers. You should always write in a way which is optimized for mobile, because 90%,
Yes,
more than 90% of your audience comes from
phone.
phone, right? People view first touch point would be through phone, right? So optimize it. Again, use the same framework: hook, story, proof, call to action.
Okay.
You start with a nice hook, right? Interactive hook. Give a nice story. In that story, address what problem you're solving, what are you building, everything around that, right? Of course, in a readable manner, you can do a readability check, right? And then
Readability check, in a sense, are there tools to do that?
yeah, you can simply ask ChatGPT as well, or you can use multiple tools for that. It's very very simple. You can find it online
Okay.
to do a readability check, right? On WordPress, because we have rank pyramid math and all of that.
Okay. All of these are free.
So there's Hemming, yeah, free.
Okay.
There's a tool called Hemingway Editor. You know, you can use that. It gives you a readability check stuff.
Okay.
So after that, then you include the basic stuff: your experience, your skills, your recommendations, and all of that.
All right.
And you optimize in that way. But your 70% optimization should be done in your above the fold. That's where your audience converts.
There is LinkedIn Premium, as all of us know.
True.
Is it useful in any way? Or
Very
it's just a fancy?
100%.
Okay.
So again, there are multiple platform plans there, right? There's LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which has completely different level of features. There's LinkedIn Premium Business, which has certain features. At even I should take LinkedIn Premium Business, that's not Sales Navigator.
Okay. The founders, basically.
Yeah, at least Premium Business, because one is you will not be able to send connection request with a free account. I mean, there's a limit, right? Also, the search filters available for a premium account is much better compared to a free account. So of course, Tourism has a lot of advantage, but not necessarily that you have to invest in a sales navigator.
Right.
But of course, if you're going all in with appointment generation and lead generation, then of course you combine with sales navigator with a full email marketing software, which can be instantly which works really well. So you combine these two tools, you do your entire outreach and connection request and research through Sales Navigator, and you also retarget them through cold emailing. I also recommend Apollo.io, which is a nice tool to identify email IDs and phone numbers for
Is
your
it like Hunter?
better than Hunter.
I see.
It's better than
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can combine that, but then when you want to go aggressively on the appointment, that's a complete different area. This is Bravo. So for branding, simple premium business would do.
Yeah.
You don't need a sales navigator.
Interesting. So coming to AI in marketing, which is one more field of expertise
Right.
for you. So I myself observe a lot of, you can say, you can't describe that in words if you want to ask me. There's a world of difference between, let's say, 2021 and 2024, 2025, in the way we are using generative AI. So how do you see this trend? People are calling this as industry 4.0, industry revolution 4.0. So
Absolutely.
how do you see this revolution?
So I think, if you see, even Sam Altman has stated that the way India is adopting AI is crazy. we've adopted it at a different level altogether.
Mm.
And AI in general has transformed the entire business.
Yes.
It's not only marketing,
Mm.
but I come from marketing, so I understand,
Mm.
right? I would say leveraging AI in general will boost efficiency to another level.
Mhm.
Another level. It's not even
Okay.
hey, if you use AI, it's gonna boost your efficiency by 10%, 20%. I
Nothing
would
like
say
that.
it's another level because I'm builder. I can build now a profitable company, a remote agency, which is very efficient,
Mm.
very efficient. Trust me. And I'm telling them, of course,
Yes.
there's a criteria in my company. You have to be AI powered.
Right.
You have to be AI powered resource.
Mm.
You cannot be non AI powered. Now you need to know. We come to that. Uh, Now it gives me as a startup. It gives me so much of benefits. Right. The cost is low.
Right.
Right. The cost is much low because I can hire for attitude. I can hire for basic skills, and I
Mhm.
can train my talent on top of that.
Right.
Right. And major shift, if you see in the marketing talent, is uh, I would say I mean this might be a bit uh, contrary to what people think, but specialists are going to die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Special Specialist, like too much specialization
Mm.
is going to die
Okay.
because AI will do that. You need to be a generalist.
Generalist.
Yeah, you
A
need.
jack of all.
Yeah, I would say you should be specializing in one skill,
Okay.
like really good, but you should also be good at multiple skills around that function.
Okay.
Around that function,
Mm. Mm.
right? So my team, I've made them generalists,
Mm. Right.
right? The resource should also be able to design, should also be able to write content, should be able to do appointment generation or outreach. Everything you have to understand.
Mm. Right.
Okay, you don't need to be really good at design, but you need to know AI because uh, you know um, um, once we scale,
Mm.
once we scale, and when we have a lot of clients, and there's always a short of resources and agencies. Agency has a different challenge. In general, agency faces this challenge that hey, uh, a lot of agencies don't take clients because they don't have uh, resources.
Right.
Right, we have short of resources, so everybody should be able to deliver and cater to a client to certain level.
Yes.
Right, so generalist is very very important. Now that is where I can build a much more cost efficient and a profitable company.
Yes.
Right, so yeah, I mean that's how AI is majorly changed.
Right.
Specialists are going to be irrelevant, and we need to be a generalist leveraging all AI tools, solving business problems using AI should be a basic digital literacy now.
Mhm.
And if you don't know, if you're not leveraging AI to solve problems, then of course
You're missing the bus.
it's not about missing the bus. It's
Mhm.
basically you're an outdated guy. Why would I hire an outdated guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
You're an outdated person for me, because now with AI I can produce much more content. I can produce 100x more content.
Yes. Of course.
Leverage it. I train it. We've
Right.
trained custom GPTs. We build custom GPTs in house for our clients. We've trained our GPTs in a way that they understand our client tone, voice, everything.
Mhm.
So, and we can produce 100 of clear content quality,
Yes.
high quality. I'm not saying that it's a mediocre content, it's a mediocre work that I'll deliver. You can do high quality work 100x faster.
Yes.
Why would I hire a traditional guy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So, it's gonna be, you'll be doomed.
Mm. Mm. So, what is the future of copywriters in the world of AI?
I think, see, copywriters, again, it's the same question that somebody might have asked, that what is the future of typewriters when computers came,
Mm.
right? So every function needs to be AI powered. Copywriting is AI powered.
Mm.
It does not mean that you don't need to understand human psychology or you don't need to understand target audience, right? You leverage technology to speed up your work. A
Right.
copywriter earlier, which used to take days to write copy, right, now needs to write, I mean, a lot of copies.
Yes.
Uh, the future is quality analyst
Mm-hmm. Right.
or managing the system,
Right.
right? I met a friend day before yesterday. He's working with Mintra.
Mm-hmm.
He leads the category. So I told him, I was having a conversation with him. I was at Score Magula.
Yes.
I had gone to meet him. So I was having a conversation, and then I was asking that, generally, because I'm curious to know that, hey, uh, so what is the scope of digital marketing in your company, or how does a digital marketer, what work do they have? And he was like, no, we've automated. We are a deep tech company. At Mintra, our founders are deep tech. They build tech. They don't. We are not a traditional company. Who lack technology.
Yes.
So digital marketing, he was telling me that we've we've built systems that is completely automated even for campaigns. For some, and the agency work has also reduced. They've reduced the agency work. I know the agency that works for them. So that is also reduced and it's completely automated. The AI detects which product is generating highest ROI, automates it, allocates the budget. It's just they have to keep an eye. That's it.
Yes.
They build an internal system to run campaigns. It automatically fetches the best products and runs the campaign.
Yeah. So how is Kormangla? We were just talking about it
Amazing.
days ago.
I love I loved Kormangla because I've heard a lot. There are some good startups. It's a startup hub, and I also love the Church Street.
That's it.
Church Street is my kind of place.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What a vibe! Amazing.
Wonderful. So again, because we were talking about agencies, what is the future of agencies in the world of AI?
Good question. That's now. See, we are in the transition, so I'm not a Baba who can predict this. I mean, I can just give my opinion, but I think um, I would say agencies also need to evolve in the kind of problems that they are solving. You cannot solve very mediocre problem because then that can be solved in house with a very basic resource. So agencies, I would say, will have to focus on solving for revenue major metrics, right? Important core actionable metrics. This is what I think. Eventually, if I'm running a LinkedIn marketing agency and personal branding, yes, I think virality and impressions are there, but revenue is really run into picture, right? So I have to be again like a journalist. We need to build a full stack
Yes.
in that particular problem. We need to be a full stack agency in that. So if I'm building for personal branding, then I need to offer everything around that. Uh, you know, so I think that's what I think. However, I'm also not very clear. I cannot also predict because
Nobody is clear
uh,
at this moment.
yeah, I'm because the way it is changing, it's very debating. Performance marketers, if you see, um, even the role of performance marketers have
Mm.
right. So then, yeah, this is what I've seen that now if you're handling performance marketing, you cannot just take care of that. Hey, I am gonna do again. That's the challenge. Specialist versus generalist.
Mm.
The role is that the way you can take care of affiliate as well. You need to take care of Meta, Google, uh, end to end. So you will have to solve for the entire major function,
Yes.
right? That's where you will create value. How big function and you're kind of trying to handle, and how big problems are you going to solve, money related, revenue related,
Yeah.
at the lower cost. That's where you'll have to optimize your agency for.
Coming to the next question, how to leverage AI for content distribution?
Content distribution.
Yes.
Okay,
Or distribution in general to build audience and stuff.
good question.
Yeah.
Now, see, distribution, I always say that distribution is the unfair advantage,
Mm.
right? It's not the product. And as a marketer, so I would bet on that.
Yes.
You can, your company can still survive and make money even if you have a above average product
Mm-hmm.
with a solid distribution.
Okay.
Versus if you have zero distribution and you have a very solid product, it's very difficult to market and you're not able to market. That's a big challenge,
Mm-hmm.
right? So how can you leverage AI? Is one is you can now through AI you can generate that in organic distribution. You can create content at volume. To build distribution, you need two things, right? One is you need content inventory at volume.
Right.
Uh, how can you build 100 plus patches of Python every single day in general? Right?
Okay.
So you can do that through AI. You can create content through AI. You can repurpose it through AI.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So one is inventory creation is much easier. Now there are multiple tools. Uh, you can use tools like HeyGen, right? In HeyGen, if you see, you can train your avatar and clone your voice. Then there's something called 11 Labs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for that, and there are multiple founders who are doing this. I am not doing right now that part of AI. We are doing
Okay.
text and image. We use AI tools for editing. I'm not clone yet because my niche and my thought of here are a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But generally, you can build distribution by cloning avatars, cloning voice,
Mm-hmm.
and build faceless assets of that brand in that particular topic. So you can build Instagram pages, you can build YouTube channels, you can build LinkedIn pages, and build followers around that.
Are they effective? Faceless pages in channels, are they effective?
So you can clone. I can clone your voice. I can
Mm.
clone your face.
Right,
And I can create content.
Mm.
Of course, it's not 100%, but much better than if I'm generating 10 plus videos every day
Mm.
and very absolute crazy content. You will build audience.
It's a trade-off, but the advantages are more than the.
So you have a
Right.
right. So you have distribution. You have multiple pages. You have
Yeah.
ideally, if you ask me, if you have a content, but if you don't have, let's say, how would you scale on this YouTube and Instagram and even on LinkedIn? You have content, but if you have, let's say, similar related pages with followers, people following that, and you can promote your content there,
Yes.
it gives you distribution to another level. Otherwise, paid is another area.
Yeah.
But right now, we're talking about organic.
Mm.
So you can build multiple theme pages and theme handles
Yes.
with a video 150, 400.
Yes.
And that could be a good asset for you. And email list as well. You can run a AI generated newsletter completely.
Mm. Mm.
It's a free tool. You can build a email list, right? So building a 10K distribution is very easy now.
I see.
Very easy.
So what is the time span you're talking about for 10K?
And that depends, completely
depends,
depends.
okay.
On LinkedIn, I would say you can build, if you're really good, you can build in a year, 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah, if you're really good.
I perceive it as a lot of time. Does it take?
Well, I would say relevant if you want to go, then
Mhm.
relevant. I'm talking about very specific B2B.
From your niche, yes.
Yeah. It's not very random 10K.
Mhm.
Random 10K could be done much faster.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Much faster.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
but when you're into B2B, you have a niche audience, right?
yeah.
You have a very niche audience that you want to build.
Mm-hmm.
So that time pay, I've seen. I mean, we work. It takes more than 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Initial level, post 10K, post 10K,
Mm.
then things becomes easy.
Yeah.
Once you have a base of audience, then it compounds
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
But initial 10K is very tough.
Very tough. Yes, I understand. Yes.
Mm.
Can you name some of the specific AI tools for some of the specific purposes that people can use, and we should not be generally used?
So we use GP a lot.
Okay.
There's a good tool that we use called Valaxy
Mhm.
to manage your LinkedIn customer acquisition. Basically,
Okay.
it basically filters out and uses AI
Mhm.
to tell you what kind of audience
Right.
you can book appointments with. Right, it manages your first degree connections.
Mhm.
Right, majorly it handles your inbox as well. So it gives a lot of. It's very effective. We've been using it.
What does the pricing look like for this?
Uh, I I'm not sure because
Your team handles it.
yeah,
Mm.
my team has it.
Mm.
So,
Okay.
but I guess it is $50 around a month.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Per month.
Yeah, per month.
Okay.
The other tool that I recommend is Taplio.
Okay.
Taplio is again $50 around.
Mhm.
You can check out
What does that do? Same thing.
end-to-end LinkedIn management. No, not the same thing. It
Mm.
gives you a good edge on content. It has a library of content,
Mhm.
right? So it has pre-made templates.
Mhm.
That is something really it's a good tool. GPTs, you can use viral LinkedIn formatter. Amazing.
Mhm.
You can use viral tweet writer. So we write tweets around that and then we create screenshot paperware. So there's Clio, which can help you um, identify top content in that area.
Mhm.
So these are some of the tools that you can use. And of course, for cold emailing, Instantly AI, it uses multiple domains to send emails. So these are some good tools. Shield Analytics is there. It can give you good insights on your LinkedIn performance.
Mhm.
That is also a good tool.
So probably coming to the last question of the day. So what should a 20-year-old or somebody just out of college do to establish his career in growth marketing?
In growth marketing,
Yes.
okay. So I would say that first try to get an understanding of the foundation. Very important. I know AI is there and all of that, but you need to build fundamentals first. You need to be a marketer first, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, you need to be so you are a marketer in the AI first world. That's the definition now.
Yes.
It's not that hey, AI has just replaced marketing.
Mm.
You're still a marketer. The fundamentals,
Yes.
your consumers, and all of those fundamentals, your customer journey, the funnels, behavioral psychology, all of that is there. So
Yeah.
start with building a foundation of very solid marketing. And I've seen this with a lot of people. They don't have basics
Mhm.
and foundation clear, to be very honest. And I'm not saying about theoretical, go for a plain marketing thing. You will have to upskill yourself
Mhm.
majorly in these particular subjects.
Yes.
Right? Understand what is buyer persona, right? Understand funnels, understand behavioral psychology. Psychology is very important. We deal with humans,
Yes.
right? Marketing is mainly psychology. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course.
You need to understand behavioral psychology very. Then, then you can move to marketing foundational skill sets.
Mhm.
Right? Be good at data.
Mm.
Right? Very good at data. Uh, um, Copywriting,
Right.
critical skill. Pick these skills because you're starting. You have a lot of time. Don't wait. I recommend when I train people from BBA and MBA, I tell them don't waste time. At least invest few hours a week.
Mhm.
Pick one skill, stick to that. Be slow.
Yes.
Can be slow,
Mm.
but don't waste your time. Right. So build your foundation. Then what happens is ultimately it wins. It compounds. Copywriting is that. Data analysis is very important. Automation is very important. Right.
Right.
Again, then AI fundamentals of AI now.
Mm.
Right. What are LLMs, right? How businesses are using that? Fundamentals of AI is a technology first. Get a hand on that,
Mm.
right? ChatGPT is one part of that particular technology. It's
Yes.
big.
Yes.
It's really big, right?
Yeah. People think AI is ChatGPT. It's like mineral water is Bisleri.
Correct. Then come to the channel expertise.
Yeah.
Then probably you might want to pick that. Hey, I want to learn the distribution on social or performance or maybe
Mm.
search. I want to do expertise in this or maybe email marketing. Then these are the various fields.
Yes.
Do as many internships as you can. Work with founders. Exchange. A simple hack is if you can exchange certain hours a week
Yes.
with founders,
Mhm.
and if you can offer them work with projects, that
Mhm.
is much better. Uh,
Mhm.
Formal education is it's very difficult that formal education is going to offer this.
Right.
It's very difficult. You need to. I love this thing about Midas.
Mhm.
It's a crazy concept. I so admire this, and I talk a lot about this with my audience as well. Workshop model. What is the workshop model? This is the most relevant thing that is working right now. 3 days a coach comes, trains you on that particular stuff, boom, you build something like that.
Yeah.
It's not something you build a book or I don't know a syllabus which is 5 years old back and people are teaching you.
Not even 5 years back, 20, 30 years.
Yeah. I just wanted to be a bit. I didn't want it to be hard on the education system,
Yeah.
but generally, it's that's where the workshop model is working,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because then is the other part is people don't even have so much bigger attention span. They know I don't want to go through a 1 year program for AI. And the other, other part and the way of learning that I really recommend is you should build parallelly something while you're learning. When you're learning digital marketing or growth marketing, uh, you should build parallelly. And growth marketing is, of course, it's a combination of product marketing and product and marketing, right? So you first gain an experience as a marketer, right? And then from performance marketing, you move to growth, where you
Yes.
get certain level of experience. So it's, of course, it's a experience role, but work with high growth startups, work with founders, and work with high growth startups. And I think Bangalore is the
Place.
number one place to be with if you want to build a growth marketing career, because growth marketing as a role is mainly for majorly for SaaS based product companies. So solve for product growth, uh, but post you acquire a channel expertise. You need to acquire certain level of channel expertise, and then you can move towards product and growth, uh, both. Uh, and as I was saying that the learning approach should be that we highly recommend at Growth Academy as well. And when I'm working with colleges and I'm training at colleges, I tell them, and even at Midas, that and best part is Midas has that format that they are able to build. We need to build something. How can you do business? How can you learn about business without building it? I
Yes.
just don't understand this concept.
Yeah.
It's a very vague concept for me.
Like swimming.
Right.
Yeah.
How can you learn about business
Yes.
and you don't have a project to work? And best part is right now you don't need to invest so much of money in building a business. You can build very simple side projects.
Yes.
Very simple side projects. You can start with a newsletter thing. You can start with an Instagram page. You can start with a D2C store. You can start with a service based. Service based is such simple stuff. Right? I started with freelancing
Yes.
as a career. Right? So build something while you're learning. I think that's how you learn better.
Yeah.
You solve a problem and then you learn that "Hey, this is the problem I want to solve, and then you go back and learn specific. Otherwise, it's all general gyan, which has no value, according to me, in today's AI world. General gyan as in it doesn't have a, how well and how efficiently can you solve problems? Business only care about that.
Yeah. And do you have some case studies to prove your work is what the interviewer asks, not some certificate.
100%,
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
Your work proof is the ultimate thing that your interviewer will look at, or any, even you, even me as a
Yeah.
as as an entrepreneur, I look for work portfolio. It's an instant differentiator.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Where do you see India in the race of AI?
Right now it's way behind, I would say. And it's a good I'm glad you asked this, to be honest, because I'm not an economist, or I'm not somebody who can speak at such a macro level. I'm a startup founder. I'm running a very decent business. But I would say that India is moving, but I think India needs to pick up strong when it comes to going product based.
Right.
We've always been service based.
Yes.
They build products and they outsource their service. So I don't like this, that we as India, and we are so smart, right? As a country, we are so smart, and people working around the world, majorly in tech and at leadership roles, are from India. Right? We've lost we've actually lost that talent.
Yes.
People are very proud that hey, an Indian is a CEO of Microsoft and Google. I'm saying it's a loss.
Yeah.
It's a
Brain
big
drain.
loss for us.
Yeah.
How can you celebrate that? Imagine Satya Nadella leading a company in India.
Yeah.
Imagine Sundar Pichai being in India. What kind of uh, development and growth he could have got for this country, right?
Yeah.
So we should be very aggressive in terms of product development.
Mm.
And specifically when you talk about AI as a sector, right? You see US again leading, and then and again there's China who's at least competing with. I don't remember the exact numbers, but US has the highest number of patents, and then it's China.
Yes.
Right? We are there, but then the number is very low because our mindset is very, I think, service based.
Yes.
You need to be product based. It has, I mean, grown massively. I am not criticizing that
Mhm.
way, but still, until unless we don't look at competition, Zoho is the only. If you see, Zoho is one of the brands that competes with uh, uh, you know uh, major giants in
Yes.
product base. Otherwise, I think India should be competing at a global market share for every product,
Mm.
every tech product. I would say India should have a certain level of market share globally, not even in India. And of course, we can build it. If we can build it for them, we can build it for ourselves.
Of course. Definitely. Right. Great. Wonderful hosting you. Thank you so much for
Thank you so much, Sanket. It was a great conversation. Always, I mean, I look forward to coming back to Bangalore
definitely.
real soon. It was a wonderful time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Look forward to hosting you again.
Same here.